Hi, I'm Anna Cruz with the Home Buyer and Sales team, and today I wanted to do something different and just talk about the title company and title insurance and what buyers need to know. I am here at Spoons, which is a local bistro restaurant that relies mainly on donations and charity. It benefits the local hospice here in Grand Junction, Colorado. I am here with Jennifer, and she is from Land Title. And Jennifer, I am just wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about Land Title.
Hi, I am Jennifer Brownell. I'm the branch manager of Land Title Guarantee Company here in Grand Junction. We are the largest locally owned title company in Colorado. We have over 50 offices across the state, and we started in 1967, so we have a lot of experience to help consumers when they're buying and selling real estate.
Can you tell us a little bit about what title companies do?
So I think consumers really know what realtors do. They know what happens when they need to get a loan. They go work with the lender, but the title side is something I'm not sure they're as familiar with. So the title company is the one that oversees the transfer of the property from the seller to the buyer.
Okay.
So a seller might have liens against the property. They typically have a mortgage. So we as the title company search all of that out and make sure that the property is transferred free and clear of any of those items.
And can you tell me how the title company protects the buyer?
So I think consumers are really used to thinking about home and auto insurance. So those types of insurance companies protect against things that might happen in the future. Title companies protect consumers against defects in the title that would have happened before they owned the property. So things that would happen in the past. So it's really critical when you go to buy a house, it's the largest investment you'll ever make, that you do have the knowledge about what happened with the property prior to when you've taken title, and the policy of insurance that we issue to the consumer protects them against anybody else coming with claims to their title.
Okay. Can you give us of any examples?
I've been with Land Title for 26 years, and there's a lot of crazy things that I think have come up. Oftentimes people say, well, do title companies really pay out on claims? Why do I really need it? One example that I love to talk about is, imagine that you just bought your house, you're moving in, you're unpacking, and a week later you get a sheriff's notice of eviction at your door. That can be really scary. This actually did happen. The buyer happened to be an elderly woman, and having this eviction notice being put on her door was very scary. So of course, the first thing she did was call her real estate agent to ask some questions, and the agent called us. And it turns out that there was some transposition with numbers on the lien that was recorded against the property. And so it was really nobody's fault in the process, but that got missed. And so we, as the title company, stepped in, paid the lien off, so she wasn't affected by that at all.
That's awesome. It's a good story.
Yeah.
So what is it that agents need to look out for their buyer, or that you would recommend watch for the buyer in order to protect them?
So when you are looking to buy a house, your real estate agent is going to get copied also on the title commitment that we send out. This is the report that shows all of the documents that we have pulled on the property. So it's important to go over that document with your agent, and one of the most critical pieces to review are the exceptions to coverage. You definitely want to know what you can and can't do at a property. For example, if you intended to have RV parking and you had an RV, but the covenants did not allow an RV to be parked at the property, that's something you'd want to know before you closed and purchased the property. There's other times when there's other items that would show up in that exception section of the title work. For example, the accessory dwelling units are becoming quite popular. The city is very pro on getting some additional rentals available. So as a buyer, you might be looking to buy a property that you could utilize an accessory dwelling as a rental. You want to look through those exceptions to make sure there's nothing that would prohibit that or any additional cost that might be associated with having that accessory dwelling as a rental versus something that you would use as the owner. So these types of things are important to review with your real estate agent and that title commitment.
That's interesting. We've been getting a lot of questions about that, actually. Okay. Well, thank you, Jennifer. Can you tell us what makes land title different from other title companies?
I think the interesting thing about the home buying process and title insurance is that typically in Colorado, it's the seller that buys the policy for the buyer. It is the buyer's policy of insurance. And so it is important that even though oftentimes you as the buyer don't have the choice of title company, that you do make sure they're reputable, that they are backed by a strong underwriter. And Land Title underwrites primarily through Old Republic, and they're one of the largest national title underwriters in the country. They have an A++ rating. And the fact that Land Title is a local company, we have access to our underwriters, so you would be working with us locally if you had a claim that came against your property. I think that's an important differentiation between other title companies that are national and don't have that local presence that's available to consumers.
I agree completely. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and thank you for doing this video with me.
Thank you.
If you would like more information about what is a title and why do I need it for my home, give us a call today at 970-256-7200 and speak with one of the Home Buyer Sales Team agents.